Alright, so it's the beginning of October today, and it was time to start looking at harvesting the potatoes. I plant my seed somewhere around May 24th. Our growing season is fairly short and it's slow, so I usually get them in early to ensure that I'm going to get enough. And usually by the time October comes, most of the plants are already dead. So the plant itself, potato plants in general, go I think through 4 phases of life, and in the last phase, when the stalks are completely dead, much like this here, I mean there's no life left in that, it's completely just a hollow stem with degrading leaves. The plant goes through a hardening off phase, and during that hardening off phase, the skins on the potatoes kind of tend to thicken and toughen up. So at that point then they're good for storage really, and you kind of need to get, I guess, the cellar to a point where you're less than 10 Celsius. And on average now the daytime temperatures are kind of hovering around, I would say, probably 10 Celsius if you include the average between day and night. So the cellar is around 11 or something now, so it should be fine. So yesterday we pulled all of the potatoes. We had around 200 plants or so. I grew 2 varieties this year. One was a white potato, and because of bad bookkeeping, I don't remember what type it was, but I keep seed from it now every year just to make sure that I can grow it again, because it's been a good performer. The other potato that I grew was a Kennebec. Now apparently it's supposed to be somewhat scab resistant, but I haven't had much luck with it, so I'm not sure I'll be growing it again next year. In Newfoundland there are several types of soil-borne diseases that affect potatoes. One of them is black scurf, which is a fungal disease. Most times it can just be rubbed off the exterior of the potato and it actually doesn't cause any problems. There's canker, which can, I guess, lead to almost like wart-like formations that can cause rot and stuff in the potatoes, so they're not really any good for storage anymore if they're heavily affected by it. And the other one is scab. So scab is actually caused by a bacterial soil-borne disease that under the right conditions will cause the skins on the potatoes to erupt. And then if you have that exposed to moisture, and the moist environment of the inside of the potato can cause mold and promote rot in the potato, especially if it's in the ground. So at this time of the year it's a good idea to get them out, because some of those scab affected potatoes can actually still be eaten. It's just a matter of peeling them. So the potato that like I said, I had a problem with was a Kennebec. I have a couple examples here. So this was a Kennebec here, and it's actually not a bad potato till you see the scab. So here it is. So that scab is basically erupted. Now it's dry now, so it would be no problem storing that potato, and it probably won't rot. It'll probably be fine. But I keep all my scab potatoes kind of aside, and we eat those first, just so that they don't contaminate, I guess, the potatoes that I have in storage. And there are varying degrees of that. So here's another potato with scab, and you can see this one's more heavily affected. And when I first pulled this out of the ground, it looked absolutely horrible. But then over the period of a couple of days, it starts to dry out. So those scabs just appear to be, there's brown eruptions in the skin, but you can just peel it off with a knife. I had a couple potatoes that were so bad, I just had to chuck them. This is one example here of a really, really bad one. So you can see it almost looks like snake skin, more scaly than it is potato skin. Now that one there has been sitting out for about 24 hours now, and for the most part all the scabs have dried out. And that potato, despite its appearance, on the inside it's actually still fine. So I put these aside, and we'll eat those later while the sun is out. It's probably the first time today that we've seen sunshine, which is good, because it's going to help the greens in the winter greenhouse. So into the cellar, I'll show you how I go about storing my potatoes. So my potatoes go in a bin like this. You can see I got a full bin of nice potatoes, and that bin there will last me until probably, I would say, June of next year. And I come in here in the winter, close up the door, pick out the vegetables that I need. But that's the potato bin. As I get further down, I just pull off each one of these boards, and then it helps me gain access to the potatoes without having to, I guess, reach down deep into the dark abyss that was once potatoes. Anyway, that's my tour of the cellar, my explanation of several of Newfoundland's soil-borne potato diseases, and I guess just to show you that even though the potatoes look bad, if you get them out of the ground early enough and get them dried, you can still eat them. They're fine. Anyway, if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe below, and you'll get updates as new videos are posted.